I've built a fair few bikes recently, but what goes unseen is the cost of all the tools. So I've set out to buy a bike garage from Temu for just £150 or $200.
Is that it?
Now I'm also going to be giving away every tool in this video, and that's thanks to Temu, who are sponsoring today's video. When I suggested we give away all the tools to a lucky subscriber, Temu not only agreed, they also offered to give away an additional 2 of these as well. They're £45 each. So stay tuned to see how to enter and what's inside the box. First up, for just £7.49 is these New Shark heavy duty cable cutters, and they come with a bold promise. They're advertised for wire snipping, aircraft cable, metal fencing, and of course brake cables. They actually feel really solid as well and have sort of a good weight to them, which is nice because they can always double as a hammer.
Functional.
Now when I put them to the test on some compressionless brake housing, they did a good job. The cut itself was impressively clean. Now if these cutters can handle that compressionless Kevlar reinforced housing, they should be able to slice through just about any other cable on a bike. Now cutting through some gear cable, some inner gear cable was no problem at all either. Next we have a headset wrench, if you like, and this was £5.49. The headset wrench is a bargain really, especially if you're into vintage bike builds like I am. I've got a few projects lined up and this tool is always a must-have. What makes it particularly useful is that it's essentially a cone spanner with a really thin jaw, and that makes it easy to get on any thin bolts which are on older headsets, for example. Plus you've got the 4 sizes in one, 30, 32, 36 and 40mm. Can't really go too wrong. For £5.99 I decided to add a disc brake alignment tool to the collection, even though I haven't had to use one in the past. But knowing how things go with bikes, I'm sure its day will come. On initial inspection, it feels very well built and precisely machined, which is always a good sign. Now testing it on a disc, I can see how the different lengths of the tool would be really useful adjusting various disc styles. Now it's a sturdy little tool. What's also nice is you can use it sort of horizontally on the wheel rather than just in line, giving you a bit more leverage in specific areas that might need it. Overall, for the price, a solid addition to the toolkit. For £3.49, this bike chain removal and install tool is a handy gadget to have. If you've got a quick link or a magic link on your chain, most road bikes do these days, this tool is pretty essential for getting your chain on and off. It is fairly lightweight, but that's perfectly fine since it's not something you'll be using all the time and it doesn't require much force put through it. This tool will be perfect, I think, for the average DIYer. For £3.49, the Clammy 2-piece tyre levers are a solid pick. Now the reason I like these is because they are small and compact, perfect for fitting into a small and compact saddlebag, unlike some tyre levers that are like a pole vault. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing revolutionary here. They're tyre levers, but they are a must-have, essentially with tubeless rims and tyres these days, which in my experience are getting tighter and tighter. For £9.29, we bought this 10-piece mini spanner set. That comes with a range of sizing from 4mm to 11mm, including a couple of those sneaky half sizes. Now these little spanners remind me of those tiny screwdrivers, you know, the type you get in Christmas crackers, the ones that inevitably end up at the back of the drawer, seemingly useless, until you stumble upon a tiny little bolt that you cannot undo. For instance, the hydraulic bolt on my calipers on my e-bike, and there's always lights, mud guards and other bits on the bike that these will come in handy for. So they're going straight in the bag. For £2.29, bargain, we have this ergonomic massage grip, their words not mine, magnetic screwdriver set. This is a staple in any toolbox. Let's be honest, you'll always need a screwdriver, whether it's a crosshead or a flathead. Although there aren't too many huge screws on modern bikes these days, these screwdrivers still earn their keep. Now the magnetic ends are really helpful as well for those awkward moments when you drop a screw or a bolt into the depths of your bike frame or somewhere you can't get to, a hard to reach spot. Next up, £2.49, cheap as well, we have this universal tungsten steel bike cassette removal tool. And this is a solid purchase, and here's why. It pulls double duty. Not only is it perfect for removing cassettes, but it also works for center lock disc brake bolts, giving you 2 functions in one handy little tool. Now I use one of these in pretty much every bike build, so it's definitely a must-have. Now this particular one feels solid and has a nice bit of weight to it, always a good sign. The head on the cassette tool is 24mm, which fits perfectly with my large torque wrench. Now this tool is definitely a staple in the bag. get it in there. For £10.99, we have this bicycle bleed kit, and this is for hydraulic brakes. Now this set includes everything you need, so syringes, a bleed cup, adapters, tubing, brake blocks, the whole 9 yards. They've even thrown in some rubber gloves to protect your soft, delicate palms. Now I'm not in the mood right now to fiddle with my brakes because they're all good, they're working really, really well, but I have used this brand before and had nothing but good experiences. Now if you're unsure about bleeding brakes, a kit like this makes the process easier because you can just buy it and everything's in one box. For £7.49, the Temu bicycle chainway indicator. It's one of those handy tools that often gets overlooked, but it is crucial for keeping your bike in top condition. As chains are used, they stretch, and this tool helps you measure that stretch so you know when it's time for a replacement. Now the tool features a gauge that shows the amount of stretch. The 2 pins underneath fit between a chain link, and to use it you simply place the tool on top of the chain and then push the gauge to see the amount of stretch. So a little pressure is all you need to give an accurate reading. Now we have some Allen keys. For £4.99, this Allen wrench set, the sort of hex key, is a staple for any toolbox. Let's face it, Allen keys get used constantly, and these seem perfectly fine for the job. An Allen key is an Allen key after all, and we're not going to be putting serious amounts of torque or power through these when working on bikes. Nothing's done up super tight. Similarly, we have this £5.99 star key set, which is also handy, very similar to the Allen keys. And even though the star heads aren't as common as Allen keys, when you need them, you really need them. I got caught out once by stem screws, and since then I've just kept a set in my toolbox. Now for £17.99, pushing the boat out. This bicycle floor pump made a strong first impression. Now it's pretty compact, not the largest pump out there, but I think that's one of its features, so you can take it on one of your exotic bike trips.
The Mallorca thing.
It features foldable feet as well, and also the handle unscrews so you can put it in line, making it even more portable. Nice little touch. It connected to the inner tube without a hitch. I was able to pump the tyres up to 40 psi on my e-bike without any issues. Now all in all, I'm very impressed with this little pump. It definitely performs under pressure. Now for £45.99, however, more on that price later, this torque wrench set is one of the most used tools in my bike maintenance. Now, especially if you're working on carbon frames where precision and torque specs are important. The box comes packed with a full set of Allen keys, and there is also star head in there as well. As well as those two, we have adapters and extenders. These are very handy, particularly when you're dealing with tight angles or bolts that are hard to reach. Now the torque wrench itself feels solid and is adjusted by pulling the sleeve back. A nice smooth mechanism. I tested on a few bolts, including the larger through axle hex screw. A really good purchase with lots of bits included in the box. And don't forget, I'll be giving 3 of these away, so stay tuned. All the tools were put into this tool bag, which was £8.99, and I actually think that's a real steal. I was expecting it to be smaller and nowhere near as sturdy, so honestly, I'm pretty surprised that it's priced relatively low. The bag feels really solid with plenty of compartments as well to keep everything organised. You can have Allen keys on the outside and have them to hand because they're used all the time, and it's plenty big enough for all these tools and more. If I had a little bit more budget, there are a few other tools I would buy, like a large torque wrench, a bearing press as well for the bottom bracket, maybe some long nose pliers, a brake routing kit, a needle driver for the hydraulic hose, and a chain removal tool. But all of these are available on the Temu website as well. Of all the tools, a torque wrench is a standout tool for me. Very versatile and will come in handy. As a special offer, Temu have actually dropped the price of the torque wrench to £9.99 right now, which seems like a bit of a steal. Now you can also win every tool that I've mentioned in this video that is in this bag, which is my biggest giveaway to date. First place gets the whole bag, then 2 runners up will also get a torque wrench each. All you have to do is simply like and comment on this video, and also subscribe to the channel to enter and be in with a chance to win. It is that simple, and it's completely free. Now, a big thanks to Temu for sponsoring the video and providing all the tools. They have provided a discount on a lot of products in this video as well. and a £100 coupon if you download the Temu app. The link is in the description. All orders through that link also have free shipping, and you can use my specific discount code. Now that you know what tools you need to build a bike and use on a bike, you can watch this video next, which shows you a full road bike build process from start to finish, including all the mistakes, the complications. You'll see them all in there. Nothing is hidden.